So welcome to Letters from America, a road trip podcast searching for the Swedish heritage within the United States. I'm your host, Martin WÆRN, and today I've parked the Volvo in Malibu, outside Los Angeles, and with me in the Airstream for this special occasion, because we're close to LA, we're close to Hollywood, we're close to the movie industry, is Gudrun Giddings, a Swedish movie producer and also the Honorary Consul of Sweden in Los Angeles. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Could we start there?
We can start there, yes. I was thinking as well that maybe it would be more... I think that we are in LA and everything is about the movies and TV and entertainment and all of those things.
And now I got you here.
Yeah, but I have an idea, Martin. I hope you don't mind. I thought about this on the way here, that because there's so many thousands, or if not like more than that, way more than that, interviews with movie producers and all of these things. But I'm curious, who are you? So I was hoping that maybe I can pose some questions to you, if you don't mind. Literally, because this is a big thing. It's the United States 250-year anniversary, and I don't know that much. And I want to know how you came up with this and all of that. Do you? Just a few questions, Martin.
Just a few questions.
Just a few questions, because I think that...
Sure, I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to tell you how I came up with this. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing, I think.
Yeah.
You know, you're here, you know, all around, driving around for 1 year in a caravan in the Airstream with a dog.
Yeah.
All over the United States. And,
yeah, that's right.
And I don't know why.
You don't know
and
why.
I don't know why, what I'm doing here in Malibu with you, talking about the entertainment industry. Maybe we'll get in on some of those things as well. But can we just do that? So can I be the interviewer over there?
Are you serious right now?
Yeah, I'm serious. I think it is interesting why you're doing this.
So we're going to change seats.
Yeah, and how you
why not?
Yeah,
sure.
and how you came up with the idea. I mean, I really don't know. So who you are, anything, Martin, like way more interesting than entertainment, at least in LA, I think. And I think that people that are listening to this might find this interesting, I hope. Okay. So let's change, and I'll do a couple of questions, and then we'll see where we get with this.
Is everything rolling? Okay. Okay, let's do that. Why not?
No, why not?
I think I've never been here on this side. This looks strange.
Lovely. Oh my gosh.
I feel that it's a bit embarrassing, but okay, let's do this.
No, it's super interesting.
But I also caught off guard a little bit, so I just have to adapt to adapt to the situation.
In LA, we have to adapt every day.
Yeah.
So,
that's lesson one.
Welcome to Los Angeles.
Lesson 1 is learned. Okay.
Yeah, lesson 1.
So tell me, what do you want to know?
I want to know a little bit, just a little bit, about who are you, and also how did this all come about? Letters from America.
Okay. It's really quite easy. What I'm doing here is recording. We got sound. We got footage going. So I've been working. I started with music when I was a teenager. I got fortunate enough to work on a local radio station for a couple of years. So I'm very fond of this setup, talking. I like the old radio. As a business, I've been doing this for many years. I've been doing photography, videos, and podcasts for clients for many years.
In Sweden?
In Sweden.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is this is my work, anyway. Okay. This is my business.
So you're super comfortable right now.
Well, not really, because I'm usually behind the scenes. But what happened was, I'm not going to talk about it too long, but what happened was that during the pandemic that we had a few years ago, my work escalated because people wanted more material online, so I got more works to do. But after the pandemic, it sort of nosedived. Yeah. For some reason, I don't really know. That doesn't really matter. So what I did was, instead of overthinking that too much, I just dropped everything I had, went on a road trip here, actually, for 2 weeks. Oh. Just to see if I can reinvent myself. Where do I go from here? Like many people did after the pandemic, there was something new that happened.
Right.
We need to sort of do that. So during this road trip that I did, it just occurred to me that if I put everything in the same sort of bowl and put myself in the middle, everything that I've learned, everything that I've collected in knowledge in doing all this, and it's more than 25 years that I've been working with this, and just put myself in the middle. There's only one question that occurs when you do that, and that is, what do you want to do?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, and I was on a road trip at the time.
Okay.
And I didn't want to go home because I just wanted to, I want to do this.
Okay.
So putting all those pieces together, okay, I can do a road trip, meeting people, because like many Swedes, I come from a family that always had America, on one side. We've had relatives coming home for Christmas. My father lived here when he was a young man. So USA has always been there. So I've always been fascinated by the mentality of those people who left, that thing. So that has always been with me. So I put that in the bowl. I wanted to speak to other Swedes. I wanted to continue doing a road trip. I wanted to do what I'm doing. And then you got this.
Okay.
So this is sort of the answer of that. Yeah, I wouldn't say it wasn't a breakdown. It was a reinventing of myself. So I put all the pieces together. I put it apart and put it together again, and this is what came out. And that I was doing it this year since I'm working together with the embassy.
Right.
Because America celebrates America 250 this
But
year.
you came up with this idea.
Yeah, it's all
This is
mine.
why I'm so curious, and I wanted to ask you all these questions, because when I heard of it, I heard about it actually at the embassy in Washington, D.C. They had a conference in November last year, and they told us about this, and they had a picture of you and all of these things. But more than that, I don't know who you are, and who was it the embassy that came up with it, or like what is? But
there's certain elements of the production that we've sort of created together.
Okay.
But the original idea. But the thing is, when you get a good idea,
right,
it's not really yours. It's just a collection of things that you've had in your life, and it just channels out into something that feels as a fit.
Yeah.
And then it's a good idea, because if this feels like I can do it, I want to do it, it's a challenge, I'm nervous about doing it, I don't know if I can make it, I don't know if I can be away for so long. There's a lot of elements to doing this that makes you nervous.
But usually they say that being nervous about something and landing in an idea is actually a good thing. It's an indication of that it's something that you should try. If you're not really, then there's no risk, or there's no anything that you're pushing yourself. I'm also curious. I have to just say, I think it is wonderful just hearing you talk about it, how you landed in this and sort of explored your own self, and you created a job, if it is called a job, or passion, or calling, or assignment, or whatever, for yourself that you love, and that brings out the best in you. It would be, I think it is cool that you were here and that you took the time to sort of ask the question why.
It is actually, I actually remember the exact place where I stood when it just when all the pieces that I had sort of spinning around. We had the pandemic. It's easy to forget that we had the pandemic. It was turbulent times, 2 years, very turbulent time.
Yeah.
And all these pieces was just flying around in my head, and I was at a point up in Utah looking at the view over a canyon, and it just sort of fell down. Yes, this
exciting.
It just felt. I saw everything just laid out for me. This is what I'm going to do. And what's even more, because I have to pinch myself, honestly. Every morning I have to look out the window of this Airstream and just, I'm still here. And I'm very fortunate. I'm very blessed and very fortunate to be having the support that I'm having, because I came with an idea, presented it to the embassy. They wanted to support that, and we came with an idea to Volvo, and I came with an idea to Airstream. And they support me in doing this, and they allow me to I get a lot of freedom in the creative part of doing it. So it's just a blessing to be working with these people. It's just amazing.
So it would be interesting, but I think maybe that's for another episode.
This is another episode. It's not a normal episode anymore. We're way past that. So
but I feel like there's a lot of people that felt just like you, and maybe the pandemic sort of escalated the question why, what we're doing, and why are we here? Why this is happening? How can I be more happy? Like, what should I do with my life? What is important? What's not so important? You know, all of these things, like those thoughts that I think that's very common. And I think that the pandemic brought it out even more in people, because it was like sort of, oh my gosh, like what is really happening? But it would be interesting at another time to go deeper into that, like how that all came together, how you all, like, is it, because people hearing this would love to have that. It's like an epiphany of something, or a clarity, or this is what I'm going to do. And then you just went for it.
But I think there's, I just went for it because it felt like this had to be done. I had to do it.
And it was perfect timing, because the United States is 250 years. So it was like...
Exactly. But that is actually, that's not my idea. That's because I presented this in 2023. So I've been working on it for 3 years now. Okay. So with the collaboration that I'm having, that's why we're doing it this year. But there's two things. You mentioned the idea of being nervous about something. There's a quote about that sort of guided me into this. I can't remember who said it. Maybe from a book, from a movie, I don't know. But if it scares you, that means you're on the right path.
Right.
So if you get nervous, if it scares you, just keep going.
Yeah.
And this has been scary, for one thing, not to step out from behind the camera, to say that I'm the one who's going to do it. That's scary. Because I've been behind the scenes for such a long time, filming, producing other people. Yeah. And now suddenly I'm here. Yeah. What I thought was interviewing you, but that was the general idea to do.
But even if you're not per se now interviewing me, it's still your road trip. It's you that's driving it. You're the one who is going, so you're still on the forefront of it. I just think it is an interesting idea. And when I thought about it, and when you asked me to interview me, I was like, but wait a minute, but who is Martin? And I don't know anything. Like, how did this wild, crazy, which I think is a super cool idea, starting on the East Coast, driving all the way over here, and now on the bluffs of Malibu, like by the ocean, literally, you can't drive any longer. No. Like, this is it. You come to
we can hear the waves almost.
Yeah, we can hear the waves, like. But and then going all the way all over the United States, it's like super exciting to me. Like,
I'm going back because the plan is to, as from today, I'm going north to San Francisco. I got people I'm going to meet up there, and then from San Francisco I'm going back again. Okay. To the East Coast. Right. And then up a little bit, and then back to the West Coast. So that's the idea.
Oh, you're coming back to the West Coast?
Yeah. It's a long drive.
In the fall or something?
In the fall, yeah. Okay. There's a lot of aspects that you have to take into when you're doing this road trip. One of them is weather. Right. So I'm following the seasons almost like an S-curve. Okay. Because the seasons are drawing up north, and you get heat up north, and then when the late fall is going to push down again, it's going to push me down again. So okay.
Do you have any, just since you started this, it's just you. Yeah. With a dog.
With Frank.
And then, has there been any surprises along the way, that things you didn't expect, that was something meaningful, or you learned something, again, from, it seems like you learn a lot when you're on the road.
I learn every day, and there's one thing that you have to learn. If you don't learn it, Mother Nature going to force you to learn it, is that you're only part in the control. Right. Because there's a lot of elements that can delay you, everything from weather to accidents to things that happen along the way that just, you have to stay here for 3 days now. You have to do that. You can't go there now. The road is closed. There can be anything that is out of control. So you have to practice not to be stressed out of that, to just accept that, okay, now I'm here, I have to stay here, and I can't go where. But also I get a lot of, and this is a bit, it's even emotional in a way, because it's a bit overwhelming. I get a lot of feedback in the inbox on, especially Instagram, with people that they want to meet. They have people that they think that I should meet. They recommend me to go places.
Nice.
They want me to meet, go there, check that building, all the time, which means that I like it and I encourage it. I want, continue. Please don't stop.
Yeah.
It's just a bit overwhelming because when you start out, you plan the production and you go through your notes and you want to find everything and you're not sure that you're going to keep track of everything. That is not a problem.
Okay.
People keep track on it for me.
Okay.
Because I can do this for 3 years with the material.
But how lovely! Well, I mean,
it's just overwhelming. It's almost I get teared out sometimes. It's just because people are super engaged. I really like that.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's very sweet. Yeah.
It doesn't surprise me. I like the idea. It's a cool idea with all of this immigration from Sweden and other countries as well. But since we're focusing on Sweden, like how this country have come together and was built on so many different cultures and people and their values and whatever. And some of them are here. Like when you talked to me earlier, when you asked me to do this one, that, it's not just the Swedes living here, it's also the ancestors of Swedish people that came way earlier, and like you say, buildings and what is left here. And I mean, Sweden still has a huge impact on the United States, it has, today.
Yeah.
But,
and we're a small country.
I
got a history in my family, like I said, and we're sort of an Americanized family in a way.
Okay.
My brother liked American cars. My father was half American in his mind.
But he was born in Sweden.
He was born in Sweden, but he lived here as a young man before he met my mother.
Okay.
He lived and worked here on the West Coast.
Okay.
And of course, he was a young man at the time, and that was memories that sort of was burned into him.
Right.
So that when he ever felt nostalgic over something at the dinner table or whatever, this is what he talked about,
Okay.
And he could, I've been there. We saw something on TV and he said, I've been there. I used to live there.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah.
And when you're a teenager, you just stop
eat it
talking.
up and you didn't want to hear about it.
No, but when you're a teenager, you think that everything is annoying. But now when I'm older, I can understand him much more.
Do you think that is part of where the interest came from
for
with America?
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when it goes to, I didn't know this either, Martin, thank you for enlightening us. I love that I get to ask you these questions. That you have done this before, and you have music, and you have radio, and you have podcast, and you have productions, and all of these things. But what is the most fun? What do you think is what is the most fun of the whole thing in the storytelling? Because all this, whatever we should put it under, entertainment, even music and writing music, and I call it all it's storytelling. What is the most fun for you? Meaning, is it the production? Is it meeting the people? Is it coming up?
It's the recording.
Oh, the recording.
I've never been in all my professional career. I've never been fun in post production. I really don't like that. I want it to be simple, and I want it to be, real. I want it to feel real. Okay. So I can't.
So not really a whole lot of fiction for you.
No, not really a whole lot of fiction. And also, I like the conversation like this, but also the production that I'm doing as a photographer, or whatever. I want the session to be as good as possible, so the post-production is as little as possible. I'm a lazy post-producer.
Okay.
I don't like that. So this is the most fun, and it's also, I think that when I feel that I'm helping someone to tell their story, and when they can use sort of this format that we're doing to be able to put their history into words. Yeah. There's a certain feeling that you can see that lights up the room in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really like that. And I like storytelling.
Yeah.
I think if there should be a headline of all the things that I've done.
Yeah.
even music.
Yeah.
It's storytelling. I like
Okay.
storytelling because I think people are built out of stories.
Well, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's why I like my job.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the same thing. We got movie industries, and that is a modern form of mythology in a way. We got storytelling. We got heroes. We got bad guys. We got love.
Yeah.
We've been, these stories are being told to us to open up for ourselves to feel the emotions that our hero is feeling, or that's sort of the essence of what a human is, to have this storytelling going back.
And I think like what you're doing, because I usually focus more on scripted, which is fictionalized, but it could be based on other things. But what you're doing with this is real life, which I think all stories are coming from, period, no matter how scripted they are, as we call them. I mean, it is from humanity, which makes it interesting. And all the people that works on all of these things, just like you and everybody else behind the cameras, are all storytellers. And everybody I'm sure that you interview. I think it is really cool. I really do think this is like a really great idea. And now that you tell me how you came up with it, is even more fun, because...
But I think, thank you. I think there's... when people get to put their story into words, something happened with them as well, and people can relate to other people's story. And I think also that way back inside of me, I think it's important to keep doing this, because we're living in a world which because you're in that world, you're sort of in the center of that world, that is filled with noise in a way. And it's hard to know what you're going to believe. So if I can contribute to something that is just a little bit more real, real people telling real stories. If I can do that little in that noise, that makes me happy.
I was also going to say that to come above the noise, meaning like going back to the mountaintop in Utah when you had such clarity, I think that is also instincts that all humans needs to trust. Like if it comes to one person, because it's then you're not influenced by other people or the news or AI or whatever. It's just you coming up with it. It's yourself, so it is very real. And also I'm sure when you're talking to people, it must be feeling very real.
It feels very real. And when you have this, when you have like we're having now, we're having a conversation that nobody can sort of imitate. This happens now. The first sort of light bulb that popped in this idea, the absolute first thing was to go on a road trip and do this live. Yeah. Like a radio. Yeah. Stop here and then broadcasting live. We're going live in 2 minutes.
We are in a parking lot.
We are in a parking lot, but we're in Malibu. But to go live in a way, but that is a good idea. I still think that's a good idea. Yeah. But considering all the noise that I mentioned and also technical things, to do that on your own, to have a live radio, that makes it very complicated. Yeah. But as an idea, imagine to have this conversation that we're having now just for this moment. And the people that are listening at the same time that we're speaking. That makes it super real.
Yeah, but leading
I'm not going to do that, but that was the was a dream thing in the beginning.
Well, I think this is pretty good, for following all of these things. Actually, that brings me to the question of, so the people listening, what do you want, like the American audience, are you thinking they will learn a little bit about the history all over the United States, like the buildings or the people, or what are you hoping that the American audience gets out of this, letters from America, and also the Swedes that hopefully, or other people around the world, they don't have to be just American or Swedish people, because it's available everywhere. What is your hope? Or are you not doing it for the audience, or are you thinking what should it bring to them, or is it just like raw like it is and just going for it? And it, there's a lot to learn, and it's like showcasing the United States of America in a really unique way, I think.
I think that's a very good question, and I think that the audience is global. I would say it's an American audience and a global audience and a Swedish audience. And what I think I would like to remind people that the world is built out of a lot of people from different places, and
Right.
we move around, and we create communities, and we create new friends and new families all across the world. The United States is sort of the essence of that. It is built of the entire world in
Yeah.
one place. The
Yeah.
entire world is here
Right.
building this country.
Yeah.
And Sweden, since I'm Swedish,
Yeah.
it has to be, I'm sort of talking about the Swedish part of that, and we've been quite influential in that.
Hugely,
Yeah.
I must say.
And
yeah.
there's a lot of things that Swedes have done, a lot of, small practical things that people are not aware of.
Yeah.
There's two things: to enlighten people about, fun facts.
Right.
Cities, Thorsby in Alabama, a small town that's founded by a Swedish guy.
I saw
That's a
that.
fun
Yeah.
fact,
Yeah.
And I really love the people in Thorsby. So there's a huge place in Thorsby
Okay.
here in my heart. So that's a fun fact, and that's things that sort of spices up the trip, to
Right.
find these people and find these stories. But in a bigger perspective, it is important to remind ourselves that we're doing this together,
Yeah.
and we're sharing experiences, and we're learning from each other, and we can look at things that are, they're from Sweden or they're from Italy or whatever, but we're still here together.
Yeah.
And we have to, especially now when we have this America 250,
Right.
we have to remember that this country is such a special country in everything, from that Declaration of Independence at that time. To just do that,
Yeah.
it was unheard of. It
Yeah.
was unheard of to say that we're not going to have a king.
Yeah.
We're going to be a country ruled by the people.
Yeah.
It wasn't done before. And we started there, and people came from all over the world, and they started to build this country.
Yeah.
To a great cost, obviously, and to a great tragedy for a lot of things. But there's still... It's just
yeah.
a special place where
Right.
people just come and build things together.
And work together. I think it is like in LA, for example, it's so international. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to just specifically describe it, but there's people from every corner of the world, literally. And it's so nice. And I find it super cool to get to know those people and understand who they are and where they come from and their culture and all of these things. It's fascinating, and I think so. But and the Swedes, do you think they'll like this back in Sweden?
I hope that they will like it, and I hope that the Swedes... don't quote me on this either, but, I would say that every family in Sweden, for some reason or another, have someone way back in the history of that family left for America.
Yeah.
Because we lost almost 1.3 million between 1850 and 1910.
Right.
That's
Huge for
almost
being,
half the
yeah.
population left,
Yeah.
almost.
At the time.
At the time,
Yeah.
yeah. Which means that America has always been, from a Swedish perspective, that land across the ocean, that land
Right.
on the other side of horizon, that land where we just hear rumors, where everything is so big, and people find gold, and
It is big.
It is big, but also when news like that travels across the Atlantic,
Yeah.
the news grows bigger also.
Of
So
course.
everything is everything is enlarged, and it's just an amazing
It's
place.
still I still think, like, since we are in Los Angeles, that I see it, that there is still a little bit of that left, specifically with the entertainment business. Then again, entertainment, I mean film, TV, music, gaming, all of those things, like, where if you arrive to LA, or if you do something in LA, it's a big thing, compared to if you do it in France. But France these days are doing great productions, and so is Sweden, and they're winning Academy Awards and whatever. So it shifted a little bit, but LA still have this Hollywood essence of the same pop culture, that you're talking about. Because you have only 4 months in on this trip now, but so you're going to be here for a while. But once you return back to Sweden, when you have concluded this exciting journey, and up until now, because you can't answer for the future, obviously, but is there something that you come across on the road or whatever, or you think you will miss the United States? And what would those things be? What are some things that you come across or that you feel, because you've been here before, obviously, but like that maybe that would be lovely, or you're going to miss them when you go back to Sweden?
I'm going to miss a lot of people that I've met. I've made some new friends that I'm going to miss. And there's also... now we're in California, we're close to Los Angeles, but there's other places in this country where you can experience what I would call like absolute silence, because it's such a huge place. So you can stop at the middle of a road in the middle of the heartland of Texas, and there isn't a car for an hour. Yeah. And that experience, to just be left alone, it's like you and the sky in a way. Yeah. That's hard to find somewhere else, at least reachable. You have to go to Australia, I think. I don't know, but and I would miss that, the experience of nature here. Because the experience of nature here is just extraordinary when you get to these places. And it's just enormous. It's majestic. But also there was two things that I saw before I started this trip that I also told my family and my wife back home. That there's two possibilities, that when I come back home, I can't see a trailer. I can't, don't put me out there again. Or the opposite, that I can't stay in an apartment or in a room. Right. And I'm leaning at the later, because I really love the simplicity of this life, because it's limited. Right. I can't have too many things because it doesn't fit. Yeah. I can't have a big production because it doesn't fit. Right. So I have to limit everything. Everything I brought over here was just weighed, and do I need this cable? Do I need this?
And the freedom.
But that creates freedom. That creates freedom. When you got less things, you open up the freedom.
Well, I'm just saying, like, after, like we are done, you can just roll out on the Pacific Coast Highway and go to wherever is next, or stop, like you said you did in Texas, I'm sure, all over the States. But I mean, that's like incredible. What a journey, and what a freedom. Yeah. Like, I like this place, so I'll stop here. Or, or like the silence, or this was nice, or this is interesting, and I'll stay 2 days more. Like, how cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, like I said earlier, you got shades on these, so I shade them up for night. And every morning I pull down the shade a little bit, and I look out and I say, you're here now. It's just, I really feel that.
I want to follow this up at some point, Martin, and ask you so we can teach other people how to get this insight that you got on the mountaintop in Utah, so they can do what you're doing. That doesn't mean that they do rolling around in the United States of America.
The result will never be there, because it depends on who you are.
It depends on who you are. Like, again, going back to so many people that you can feel so grateful for exactly in the moment of what you're doing, and focus your energy on something that's fun, and exciting, and like all of these things. How I want every person on the planet to roll down their little window and go like, okay, I'm here now, like, and cool, and be like happy and satisfied. That would be amazing.
Yeah, and it's easy to say that everybody can do that, because I know that everybody cannot do that, because people have complex life and things that. But a lot of people can do it. A lot of people can do it. They can roll down the window and they can say, "Oh yeah, I'm here now." It doesn't matter where you are.
I just find it inspiring that you had this sort of clarity and then went for it, which is a combination of being brave and, all of the other things, and putting it together. I'm not saying that everybody can do that and they don't come up with a road trip, but just for people to be happy every day, or find gratitude and all of these things with something small that they're doing, and like how you can sort of, I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. Probably, maybe it doesn't exist to teach that to people, or to have a formula where they will find something that drives them or makes them happy, or
I don't want to really tell people how to think, but because I'm not in the self-help business like that. But I think that what happened to me was a realization of recalibrating the idea of success.
Okay.
Because I've run a business for a long time, and if the business sort of loses its clients, you started thinking that you're a failure, you can't run your business, you need to do something else. But if you recalibrate what success has sort of been thought to you to be, and answer it honestly to yourself, what is success for you?
Yeah.
What is success in your life?
Right.
But success is sort of kidnapped as a word, that you need to be successful, you need to have money on your bank, you need to have a big car, you need to have whatever it is. And especially here, I can imagine, in this area in LA. Yeah. So I think that happened to me, that I could recalibrate my idea of success, because that allowed me to not end up thinking that I had failed.
Yeah.
Because I could do something. Okay, what do you want to do, and how can you do it? Is it possible?
Right.
That's a success.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is a success.
If you wake up in the morning, this is actually Bob Dylan. If you wake up in the morning and go to bed at night, and in between do something that you like, that's success.
Exactly. Yeah.
People can be, they're caught in a web of life in a way, and it's really, really hard to get out of that. So I'm not saying throw everything, go on a road trip.
No.
But
and
find what
the
definition in your life that what you succeed in should be yours. That's all I'm saying. It shouldn't be somebody else's definition of what you're succeeding in.
Right.
It should be your definition of what success is in your life.
Right.
That's the thing I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody else tell you that.
No,
and that is
but that I think, and I don't think it is, exactly, like coming up with a formula, since every individual on the planet is different. And I love that everybody's different. I personally happen to love it, because I think it is so cool that you get to learn, and I get to talk to you, and I get to be here.
That's what this is all about.
This is all about.
Meeting all these different people in different places.
So everybody has to find it out for themselves, But anyway, we can probably talk for hours.
We probably could,
yeah. But I have actually more questions. This is hard. It's like end it here, but we're going to end it so people don't get, they just keep going and going. This, since it is the 250-year anniversary of the United States of America, and lovely with people from all over the world, literally building this country and continuing to build this country, and us two being Swedish, obviously. Where are you going to be on 4th of July, which is the Independence Day?
Oh, I can't reveal that now.
No, really?
No, I cannot.
How exciting.
Yeah, I can't say that
So we
at
have
this point.
to follow you to find out.
Yeah, you have to follow me to find out, but I can't reveal anything at this point.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I'm curious now.
Yeah, you should be. Everybody should be. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Madam Host of the show, is this it now?
This is it.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to try to be professional and just say, Martin, thank you for actually letting us know, and the listeners. And I don't know, but I hope that learning a little more about you and why you're here and how this all came to be and whatever even adds some value and extra sparkles to all the other interviews.
Thank you. I'm still a bit stunned.
I can tell. I hope,
but this was good. It was a surprise, and I'm really happy that you came. And I
had a great time. Yeah. So thank you for inviting me as
well. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
In your trailer.
I know.
You have listened to Letters from America, a weekly road trip podcast celebrating the Swedish heritage in the United States. Produced in collaboration with the Embassy of Sweden in Washington, D.C., Volvo Cars USA, Volvo Trucks USA, and Airstream.